Howdy folks, it's RJHelms here, back with some more Capitalism Lab. Just to recap, in the last episode, we met what was our penultimate goal for this scenario, which was to achieve dominance of the apparel industry and have a revenue of, I believe, $300 million and a profit of $30 million annually. So now in this episode, we've got to start working towards our main goal of the scenario, which will be our victory condition, which is to maintain apparel dominance, boost our revenue to $500 million and our profit to $50 million a year, which we've already achieved, and to additionally achieve dominance of the leather goods industry. So let's take a look at the leather goods industry. It's a pretty simple one. There's just 4 goods in it, same as the apparel industry. They all, as their name suggests, take leather as an input. And then I will also need textiles, steel, and linen. And I'm making textiles and linen, and I could get into steel if I need to, but I don't think I will. So first things first, before I move into that, since I'm making leather goods, I will need a lot of leather, and my one leather farm that I have already can't meet the demand of the clients I'm putting, the clients that it already has. So, like we've done with a lot of other goods, I'm going to build a farm. I'm going to make it a leather farm. I'm going to build a warehouse that will buy from those 2 farms and sell my leather. My first input, I'm going to go to RJHelmsCo. Well, it's just these 2, the leather and the leather, and I've got room to expand to a 3rd one if I need to, both in the warehouse and on the map. So let's run just for a moment until I've got this available here. And let's go to my my purchasing and link up this to use the warehouse. So this is what I can do with the batch supply here. If I hit F9, it will bring up this view, and this will let me kind of filter what I want to switch to using that source. And what I'll do is that basically every purchasing unit in the applied filter that buys leather goods, or buys leather, will now buy the leather that I've selected, which should just be my leather jackets factories. But that's fine. It's every factory in the world that I own. There we go. So 2 firms, each with 2 purchasing units. That's exactly right. If I look at this one, for example, and go to the supplier, it is the warehouse. I'm going to name this warehouse. Where do you set the name of this? Here it is. So this will be leather warehouse. Is that where I name it, or is that just a description? Let me just see. Okay, yeah, so that names it. Perfect. So that'll just make it clear that that's what that is. That's another trick I had forgotten that you can do in this in Capitalism Lab. Same with the batch purchase. I am not too up on the new features that Capitalism Lab provides. So, I'm definitely learning as I'm going, and some of the feedback and suggestions that I've gotten on my videos have been really, really helpful. So thanks, and definitely keep those coming. So with that in place, I can start moving on to the production of my leather goods. The other thing I'm going to want to do before I get on that is build some new R&D centers. Research these goods. So for the same 3 layout, so my R&D at about half, and you will R&D the leather goods. So that is leather bag. I'll do it 2 years because that's worked pretty well. Leather belt. Leather briefcase. I'll need another one. And you can R&D leather wallet. And what are the other intermediary goods that are involved that I'm not using? So I'm researching textiles and dye stuff. I've not moved into dye stuff yet. You can research, I guess it'll be linen and steel, if I ever move into those. I've got the money to burn just in case. Wonderful. So my warehouse is having a bit of trouble keeping up. It's because of these storage units. So let me just get another storage unit in there and output unit just to see. I mean, the goods, because there's nothing stockpiling, the goods are moving through a bit faster than my warehouse can handle them. So some training on this account might help as well. Now let's look at the goods market for these goods and see which one is the best to move into. So look, there's only one company, Single Mind, that's really in the leather goods market. There's a couple other smaller players, but Single Mind is the one to compete with. And so I might want to go after the one that has the lowest overall rating, because that will be the easiest one to stake a claim against. And it looks like that is the leather wallet. That was kind of what I was thinking is my best candidate for a number of reasons. Firstly, it only requires leather as an input. And secondly, it is the well, no, that's the biggest reason. But also, yeah, the fact that it is kind of the most easily positioned on the market to get into makes a lot of sense as well. So I'm going to build a factory. I like keeping up with this big industrial park pattern. It's not necessarily the most efficient way to do it, but mostly because it's going to kind of slowly boost land value. So for example, building this factory here costs a bit more than doing it just far away in the middle of nowhere because I've boosted up the land value, but it's just the way I like my factory to, or my company to look. That's really all there is to it. Okay, so if I go here and I go leather wallet, that seems like what a leather wallet factory would look like. It would purchase leather, and it will have 4 manufacturing units and 2 sales units, or 5 manufacturing units and 2 sales units. So this should have a huge production, which is good. So I'm going to link this up manually to my warehouse just to make sure it uses the warehouse. And as that gets ready, I need to find a place to put a leather goods store. Yes, leather store. And that seems like a great place, right next to a commercial building, or between two. Customer traffic index of 78. And my leather wallets have not shown up yet. Is that because this place can't get leather? That's probably because my speed is very slow. There we go. So you have leather wallets. Let's look at the market to see where I'm going to need to price them. So I've got to beat a quality of 52, and that includes my markup at the store. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So if I go to here, I got to bring the price down. Let's say till I get a quality of 60. That seems like a good thing to target. I can't quite hit 60 without selling them at a loss, which I don't want to do. So that's fine. Let's get an advertising unit in here. The newspaper publisher is the best cost per 1,000 of the advertisements. Okay, and this is going to be a bit of a battle to get these up into being dominant. One thing I might want to look at doing is actually just buying out this company, Stars Radiate. That's not going to be possible. That's a shame. I mean, it's never say impossible. You can always switch your business to just really aggressively playing for the stock market game. Okay, let's just bring this down and just absolutely trounce them on price. And that should get some decent demand for my wallets. Even though they have no meaningful brand recognition. If I came down even further, could I actually be competitive? 46, 48, 50. Oh yes, 52. So it's for selling them at $34 as opposed to the competitor's $266. I am actually competitive with low quality and low brand rating. And for now, I can have multiple units because I'm not making any other goods. But we can possibly switch that up in the future if we need to. So now on to the other goods in that category. I should have set up this farm quite a while ago. It was 30. Here's 57. So 39. It's averaging them out. So that's not terrible. It will hurt the quality of my other goods that I've produced because the qualities kind of get averaged as they mix. But that's okay. So let's look at the other leather goods and see which one's best to move into after that. So I want all companies. What I could do is move into a good in Paris that they're not actually involved in. They're only selling leather wallets and leather briefcases in Paris. So if I make leather bags or leather belts, it seems to be the next logical thing to move into in this market. Doesn't make much sense. Leather bags and leather belts. They have a share, it's showing them. I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, that filter doesn't seem to work quite right. Okay, so one has retail sales. Okay, so they're in everything. That just means for some reason they're not producing them there, I guess is why that's showing up the way it was. So, let's keep playing the quality game then in that case. Let's move on to... let's do leather belts. If it's all the same. I'm going to raise this price up because I can't meet that demand for that really aggressive pricing. And I have no chance of competing against them. Look at that. So, another factory. Leather belts. So link it up to my own warehouse for the leather goods. Let's see what steel looks like. So I found steel. Let's make sure it's the best steel. It doesn't look like there's many choices. So the quality of my leather belts are rising. That should be because of this guy's. No, it must be because of the ratio, actually. No, this guy's rising, that's why. So this guy, I'll kick some out in a moment. Okay, and this is going to be an uphill battle to do that. But my quality to beat is in the 70s. Which won't really be possible, but that's okay. I'll get 2 units of that for now as well. And now I have 2 goods. I'll get 2 advertisements going. Bring this price way down. Hopefully by being the... I'm not even being the cheapest. Rising Sun is the cheapest. I was going to say hopefully by being the cheapest I can make some money there, but that doesn't actually seem to be the case. Oh, I could be the cheapest. What's the price to beat? 1764. Share, there we go. And that's that part of the goal. Okay, so I've met every goal, actually. That's great. Except for the leather goods industry. So I can basically just put the whole weight of my organization behind dominating the leather goods industry. That's good. It'll take a couple years, but that's fine. I think I want a 3rd leather factory. These are both profitable. This guy's still not making demands. Let's do that. Do it earlier rather than later. Just to get the jump on the training. So just me. The one that I'm not using. And link that up. And hopefully that'll help drop the... Or not drop, but improve the supply versus the demand for this warehouse. And kind of the ultimate thing would be able to actually get these stockpiling some things to deal with fluctuations in demand, but that might not be so realistic. Okay, so tweak some prices here. Keep the goods coming. Okay, that's fine. I'm totally satisfied with the possibility of taking a loss on these things for the time being. Like, really what I'm after is market share, not profit in the leather goods market until my quality gets up there. Okay, so move on to the next one. So I'm making leather belts and leather wallets, so leather bags and leather briefcases are the next 2. Oh, one's as good as the other. I mean, normally I wouldn't be quite this cavalier at bringing products that I know are terrible onto the market. But in this case, I mean, I know my goal is to make the dominance of the leather goods industry, and I've got the money to do it. So just, even though this might be a pretty bad business decision, it's working towards my goal, and that's fine. So this linked up to the seaport for the textiles rather than my own. Okay, so I don't want to make leather jackets. Make leather bags. There we go, just because they have the same inputs. But my textiles aren't really competitive. Okay, that's fine. Just on the base of price. Okay, so I'll go for the seaport. That's fine, just to get them being made. I'm not actually going to sell a single leather jacket. I don't think any even showed up in this unit. Just linked up. But once this... There we go, leather bags. Okay, so again, let's look at the price. So quality to beat is 88. That's not going to be possible. Oh, wrong click, and too many of the other types of clicks, but I can tell us at a pretty thin margin. Okay, 59, that's fine. And get these guys in here, so you will be leather bags. I'll clear this stock, it's not moving very quickly. Link that guy up. And let's price this out. Okay, so that's costing me 65. Yeah, sell them for just a couple bucks of profit. My brand recognition is not taking hold here. That is because the newspaper publisher absolutely jacked their prices on me. Okay, there we go. That'll actually get me some ads being shown. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, so now my demand has fallen off. So I guess having the third firm was what was really required there. Works for me. To push exactly what I'm trying to push. Okay, so let's tweak these prices here. And finally move into the last leather good. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the leather briefcase. It is. Same deal. Make sure these manually go. Once again, I bought it from a seaport, not from me. And that's because it's better. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with you doing that. I don't have much skin in the game as far as manufacturing those intermediate goods. My only goal is just to make sure there's availability. Okay, so I've got two leather wallets, the bag, leather belt, so you can be the briefcase. And I think I'm just going to do a tour through all of my firms, especially because something weird happened with the advertisers there. I don't... Are you serious? And now that one's super expensive and this one's super cheap. Alright, let's price this one. So my price to beat is 52. Okay, I didn't do the price at the factory. That's my first problem. No, leather briefcase. There you are. So now you're not going to sell these for $288 because I need to be in the 50s as far as quality goes. So you can sell them for $57 instead. And that gets me into the 50s in terms of overall rating. That is great. So now go to the leather briefcase, knowing that this doesn't actually cost me $290, it actually costs me 50 something. So I can bring the price down, yeah, to 77. That's fine for now. Okay, so with that out of the way, now I can actually go in and start moving through all my firms for, just to review how they're all doing. Let's just take a look at the corporate details to see where we are for dominance and any of those things. Nowhere near first. Oh, we are second in leather wallets because Stars Radiate has 93% of the market. That's insane. So that's going to be a hard play. We are not doing... Luckily, we have lots of profit. We have lots of cash on hand. I'm actually going to pay off my loan in its entirety. No point in paying 7% interest on that. So we've got the capital to back us up, so we can just keep doing this. I might want to actually look into buying some technology, but I think we can do that in 20 years. So like I was saying, let's just go through, start at firm 1 and go through all of our firms and just try to position them to tweak things as need be. So this doesn't need to be training right now, I don't think. I mean, it's all at pretty high level. And this price can come down. At this shop, let's tweak some prices. Why do you... Okay, well, this is why I'm doing this. Oh, yes. Okay, now I switched through stores. I want to be at firm 2. That's a danger of that detail screen. You don't always come back exactly where you expect to. Okay, here we are. So my sweaters are being crowded out by someone who is selling theirs for $10. Okay, I'm not prepared to bring my price down that far. But I will bring it down to 85. Okay, and my blazer price can come up. My jeans factory is a squeeze on it. That was something I meant to do and didn't. Oh, and another thing I meant to do and didn't was check that I'm actually using the right advertisers here. So, Link Media, the one with the best rating, which is the newspaper publisher for now. You are also the newspaper publisher in Miami. Let's look at this in Miami. Okay, so that's... Oh, those are all fine. A lot of this can be driven by demand, not by rating in a lot of these places. Okay, so my sweater factory. This price needs to come down. Oh. My textiles. Price needs to come up because I'm selling them at a loss. Which is no good. Finish some research there. That's R&D of Blazer. Cool. Blazer price can come up. Leather price, yeah, it can come down a little bit. Okay, this is Seoul. All my prices can come up in Seoul. I'm not meeting demand. These prices can come up. You're selling at a loss. That's no good. Again, prices can come up. I've been forgetting to check my advertisers. Newspaper publisher. You want the radio station. Who is after my sweater market? Hexaturn rotor. That might be a problem. Alright, wool production, nothing here. This is my leather jacket warehouse. Price can come down a little bit at the warehouse. Sweater factory price can definitely come down at the at the warehouse, definitely. Blazer factory price can come down at the warehouse. I do like seeing some stockpile though. This is another leather jacket factory. I can drop the training here and drop the price. And another sweater factory, definitely drop the price here. Blazer factory, drop the training, drop the price. Cotton farm, don't drop the training because I need it. One thing I'm going to do here is clear the stock of this lower quality crap. Start getting better cotton out. I can even clear this whole inventory. Should have done that first. So my quality I'm growing is up to 40, and I'm not selling it at quality 40. Okay, perfect. Alright, wool farm, doing good. Wool warehouse, building up an inventory, that's what I like to see. Your price can drop as well. One of my leather farms making quality 39 leather. Another one making quality 41 leather. Here's my new R&D firm, it's almost done. Their wallet factory. No, I'm not going to drop that price. Hexaturn rotor merged with checker way. Okay, and then these are my new firms. Check my media is still good. So you want to be the TV station. I don't know what those firms are doing. They're going crazy. Once again, I can't really drop these prices. And leather bag. Okay, and that... Oh, and finally... leather briefcase. That is all my firms. Perfect. So I think that's as good a place as any to stop this episode. In the next episode, we're just going to have to keep making sure we are staying in dominance of the apparel industry. It looks like some other people are really going after us. But it's only really sweaters that I'm worried about. Everything else I'm still above 50%. And we need to look at what we can do to get this, to wrest the leather goods industry from some really dominant players. Especially the Stars Radiate. If we look at them, they're in first place in every single one of those goods. And they're second place in some of the things behind me. So they're going to be our big competitor. We have to figure out what we're going to do about that, but that can wait for another episode. So until then, this has been Capitalism Lab. I've been RJHelms. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please keep the feedback and suggestions coming. Let me know things you like and don't like in the comments below, and if you want to see more of this or want to see something else instead, feedback's always welcome. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.